Hello everybody, welcome to the next in a series of video supplements for our Survey of World Religions course. I of course am Dr. Lewis, and hello to all of you out there who are celebrating two of the Jewish high holidays this week, the New Year, Rosh Hashanah, and the Day of Atonement, or Penance, Yom Kippur. It's fitting that we're moving into Judeo-Christianity this week, considering the season. You should know that I have closed out, as of tonight, the Hinduism quiz, even for those people who alerted me that they would have to take it late. And we are moving into discussion of Judeo-Christianity. Let me also mention that all of you should have, by this time, sent me the Prophet Prophet that you've selected for your first paper, which is due submitted online through Blackboard on Monday. So if you have any questions, concerns, or early drafts for me to look at, they should be sent to me soon. Before we get into Judeo-Christianity a little bit, let me say one more thing about the papers, and I emphasized this in the previous video. In addition to doing research on how this prophet impacted the religion or religions, plural, that honor him or her, let me also point out that your job by the end of the paper, a sizable end of the paper, perhaps the whole last page, is to discuss what the religion would be like without that prophet. Now this requires a little bit of creative analysis on your part. It's not enough to say just what the prophet did and what the prophet said. You also need to speculate, without this prophet, how else might this message have been communicated? Would it have been communicated? Without this prophet, how would the religion have changed? Try to look at this in terms of what would have happened without the prophet, instead of putting it all in the negative. They wouldn't have had this, they wouldn't have had that. This is requiring some opinion, some speculation, some creativity on your part. It is a major part of the assignment that I would hate for people to miss out on because they've because they have focused too much on the research, although that's an important component too. Okay, so on to our next set of religions, now that we've wrapped up Hinduism and hopefully people have gotten their online sea legs. I don't mean to suggest in any way that Judaism is the same as Christianity, or that Christianity is the same as Judaism. The reason I've elected to have us study them together is because, first of all, they have inextricably shared origins. They will share a number of texts that we will come to know as the Hebrew Bible, the Tanakh, which is Torah, Ketuvim, Nevi'im, Torah, Nevi'im, Ketuvim, if I get the order correct. Read them in whatever order you like. And a number of other sacred Jewish texts. They will become the Old Testament for the Christians, who at first start out as a denomination of Jews. So the history of the Jewish people and the Jewish religion is going to be essential for understanding the rise and the formation and the theology of Christianity. But never take it to mean that I consider Judaism and Christianity one and the same. I think the study of them can be grouped together, and in fact is being grouped together here. Few things I'd like you to pay special attention to as you're listening to all the lectures and doing the readings. The first is that the term Jews, or Jewish people, may not be used in all contexts. Before the fall of Judah in 587 BC, these people may not have been known as the Jews, the people of Judah, the people that practice Judaism. They were more likely known as Israelites, as Hebrews, perhaps even known by their separate tribes, the Benjaminites, the Reubenites. We can, of course, discuss them as the origins of modern-day Judaism, obviously, but we do need to pay attention to the history, and this brings me to my second point that I want to emphasize about Judaism. It has not always been a nomadic religion, a mobile religion. For significant parts of the history of the Hebrews, Israelites, and Jews, they have had a kingdom and a nation. This would be either the Davidic kingdom, the kingdom that was ruled over by Saul, David, Solomon, and their line of progeny. And of course we have the modern state of Israel today, though of course not without some contention. So I don't want us to solely look at Judaism through one lens, the idea that Jews have always been mobile, nomadic, or outsiders. However, that is a popular lens that has led to a great deal of both anti-Semitism against Jews, as well as assimilation and amalgamated thought, which has led to a number of wonderful things in philosophy, science, the arts, and so on. I also do not want to characterize Judaism in terms of victimhood. Now, this isn't to say that the Jewish people, throughout the centuries, and certainly in the second half of the 20th century, having gone through some terrible disasters, targeted disasters at that, the Holocaust and so forth. But I think it would be equally wrong to characterize all of Jewish history as a history of victimization. There have certainly been periods of victimhood, but I think, as we'll see as we move into the study of Christianity, that they started, the early Christians, what we know of as the Ecclesia, or the Jewish Christians, or just the Way, as they were known. They started off quite persecuted and quite victimized as well. In fact, the suffering of Jesus became a major part of their theology. However, I don't think that we characterize Christianity today at large as a religion of victimhood, and it would be a similar mistake to see all of Judaism, its epic history, in the same way. One last thing that I will add before concluding this video supplement for at least this week and letting you free to discuss on the discussion boards after you've gone through some of the lectures and reading. Because I am approaching this from religious studies standpoint, that is, I am not a theologian, and this is not a theological class, a class that takes God or divine force as a given. You may, and you are welcome to, genuinely, but as the instructor, I cannot take that approach. I want you to also be careful in the same way that we're hearing the word Hebrews, Israelites, Jews used in different ways. I want you to also have a keen ear going for when we discuss Jesus and when we discuss Christ. Because Christ comes with it the connotation that he truly was the Messiah. And incidentally, the word Messiah has another meaning, literally meaning anointed one, that the Jews were also waiting, and may still be waiting for a Messiah. However, that Messiah need not necessarily be the Son of God, as Christians hold Jesus to be. So I will be talking as much as I can about a historical Jesus, when we do have that material available to us. I'll be talking about Jesus in terms of the story of Jesus, the gospel and good news, and then I'll be talking about, where I can, Christ, the people who came to see this figure Jesus as a Messiah and Son of God. So those aren't perfectly synonymous for everyone. They may be for you, they may not be for you, but I'm going to be using them selectively. I think that's all I have to say for this video supplement. That felt like quite a lot, and I'm sure you want to get down to your papers. Some of you are saying, I forgot to send him a profit. Oh no! Never too late. Please send it to me. And even if you do have your profit selected, it may have just dawned on you that the paper is due very, very soon. Please be in contact with me. Come to my office hours. I've come to meet a few of you in the flesh, which is wonderful. That's certainly not a requirement or an obligation, but it's always great. And I look forward to talking to you real soon. Thanks, everyone. Happy holidays to those who observe. Bye.